Dendro Lumine, hands down the best character in patch 3.0. There's just no way you can't deny the fact. Also guys, since my main character is Lumine, I'll be saying Dendro Lumine throughout the videos. I apologize to those who choose Ether. Now guys, if you haven't invested in your Dendro main character, then I don't really have anything else to say, because you're basically missing out on the best support Dendro character in the game right now. So I believe that most of us have already understood the basics of Dendro Lumine, which is why today we have a video looking more in depth into her advanced gameplay, especially her free-to-play teams options that you can run so that you can maximize your usage of your Dendro main character. Because believe me guys, her free-to-play teams are actually amazing, that exceeded my expectations. So it was a surprise to see how your verse actually gave her such a good kit, but either way, that was something that is very good for all of us. Now guys, our 6,480 Primos Gems giveaway is still going on. If you haven't entered the giveaway, it's currently on my Discord server, so be sure to subscribe to my channel and join our Discord server to enter. Link to Discord down in the description guys, and with that, let's just jump into the video. Okay, first off, we want to go through some of the most important notes you want to remember on our Dendro main character in order to maximize your usage over her. First being, of course, her investment, I would say, is going to be very important, because right now all the way up to until Kusanali drops, we are not going to be getting another Dendro character, especially support Dendro character. Dendro Lumine right now is basically the only one who would give you a lot of support to your team, with an insanely long burst uptime of constant Dendro application to a very good sub DPS damage overall for your team, as well as EM given to your character for the team as well. Not to mention her C6 is going to enhance your elemental damage. I have nothing more to say to you if you're not building Dendro Lumine right now. So more than that, she will be a sub DPS character on your account. I would say investing her damage is important as well, because she's going to be one of the only Dendro character you play for like 2 patches. Investing into her talent so that you can get more damage out of her is very good. Not to mention guys, we don't know what Kusanali kit is going to be yet. However, if Kusanali is not going to be a sub DPS or don't have any support kit for your Dendro reactions, and she's going to be like a hyper carries like Tighnari we have right now, then Dendro Lumine's usage and her value is going to be lasting even longer, at least until we have a 5-star Dendro support character. Even then, I wouldn't know if that would take out our Dendro main character spots, because she here is a free-to-play character that already have very good value on most of our teams. So no matter how you look at it, I would say our Dendro main character here will have her value on for a very long time. I would say at least until her next element, which is most likely going to be either Pyro or Hydro, but that's going to be a very long way away. Next thing to remember is that you do have to be mindful, or very mindful, when you're running Lumine here in a burning team. Simple explanation being that her bursts instantly explode when comes in contact with Pyro. Since our main character here relies most of her values on her burst uptime, having her burst to explode like instantly the moment you cast it is basically giving her no value. So burning team here with Dendro Lumine almost never works unless you're working with Bersian. Bersian is absolutely fantastic with Lumine, and we'll have a team surrounding that for her later on. But do keep in mind that you won't be able to run a burning team with Lumine, as it, wouldn't be very good, and burning reaction isn't that good of a reaction. So whenever you have a Pyro character on your team, make sure that her burst is already infused with either Electro or Hydro first before you cast any of your Pyro character skills on the field. For our main character's build, her weapons are very free-to-play friendly. Most of the time she does require to have energy recharge level, so I would say having her holding an energy recharge weapon is basically not a must-have, but it's very important, because you want to have her burst on almost constantly, and her burst does require 80 energy, which will cost you a lot of time if you don't have her energy to at least 180%. So either the Favonius sword here or the Sack sword generally is very good. However, I do recommend her holding a Favonius sword, because Sack sword here generally only used on characters who have a long cooldown of their E skill, while Lumine only have like an 8 second, which is pretty short. Therefore, you can utilize utilize our Favonius sword here very well. If you want to build a full sub DPS Lumine, however, then the Iron Sting here is going to be one of the better options we have right now because it gives you a lot of EM in its secondary stats. Plus the passive do support your attack pretty good, and you might already have a few copies of it now as it's already been released for a long time, so it's very easy to use. Artifacts build here is pretty important for her. Now she does have, I would say, two best artifact sets out there right now. First one is our Deep Wood set that enhanced 15% Dendro damage plus a 30% Dendro resistant decrease. One of the best Dendro support sets out there, plus increasing Lumine's damage overall as well. However, bear in mind guys that you should only use this set if you already have enough energy recharge level. If you're missing out on energy recharge, I do recommend you to go with the Emblem Fate set, which still gives our Lumine here a lot of energy recharge, plus she gets her burst damage overall increase based on her energy recharge level, so it does work a lot for her. As for artifact stats, generally for sub DPS you'd want to go with EM Sands, or once again if you're missing out on energy recharge, I do recommend you to run energy recharge Sands. Goblet would be a Dendro Cup if you do manage to get one of that during your artifact farms, of course. And finally it's going to be a crit circlet, either rate or damage to whichever stat you are missing out on. And then as for talent guys, now I do once again recommend to invest in your main character. However, our investment here basically only focus on her burst, which is where she gets the most value from. You don't really need to increase her normal attack or her E skill. You can increase her E skill because you do use it a lot and it does give her a bit of extra damage, but the most important thing here is going to be her burst. Level it up to all the way to level 8 or even 9, or if you do want to crown it, that's totally fine as well. But here's the thing to remember guys, something I came across when I first leveled her up, which is that she basically used all of the new talents mats. Each of her talent level will require her one different talent mat, so if you're planning to level her up, you want to have that saved up, or once it comes to Sunday where all of the talent material is available in the domain, you want to like speed farm it so that you don't have to wait throughout the week in order to level up a talent. In terms of her overall team comp, she would work best in quick swap team because since we're not going to be using a lot of her normal attack, she won't be there on field for too long unless you do want to. So playing in the quick swap team do requires you to have a fast pace switching and a well understanding of the team you're working in, so that you know about the rotations and all of the skill cooldowns so that they match perfectly with each other. On top of that, it does require you to invest quite a lot in most of your character. However, if we are running on a free-to-play team, you generally already want to invest a lot into your character because you don't have that much of a character on your account to begin with. Therefore, investing well in your character to do well, especially in the Abyss, is going to be an important thing. So that should be everything on the notes of our Dendro main character. We will now go into her best free-to-play team comp. I am very excited because, you know, most of these teams is very good and can even become very meta here through on out in patch 3.0 onward. So first team, we have our main character Xingqiu, Cookie and Fischl. We first work with a Hyper Bloom team, which is one of the best team for our Dendro character or Dendro reaction overall right now. That's Xingqiu here for basically a 100% hydro application uptime. Fischl here for also basically a 100% off-field damage electro application uptime. On top of that, she's an amazing energy recharger for the team, so all of your burst uptime on your team is going to be constantly up as well. And Cookie Shinobu, our electro healer plus electro application all together. This is a very simple team to run and very effective, plus it's only free to play, so you will have a very fun time using this team. The only thing is that you want to have your Xingqiu, Cookie and Fischl very invested so that they can do quite good off-field number. Otherwise, you're going to have a little bit of struggle, especially in the Abyss, without having enough damage to clear the town. For this team, you want to keep in mind a bit of the rotation. However, it's very easy. You first start off with Cookie's E, to Fischl's E, to Xingqiu's EQ, and then to main character EQ, and then do some of her normal attack. After that, you switch back to Fischl Q to reset her OS, and then you switch switch to Cookie Shinobu, casting her E one more time and casting her burst, in which case Cookie Shinobu's HP should almost nearly be over half to get the maximum burst damage out of her. And then after that you just repeat the rotation. Next we have our main character Xingqiu, a C6 Bennett if you have, and then a Xiangling. This is going to be a Bersian team. We're not going to be running any burning team with Dendro Lumine, but Bersian here in Genshin is actually very good. It works a little bit like Hyper Bloom, but here you're going to be working with Pyro Element. Now this team is going to be even more fun and effective if you have a C6 Bennett. You don't have to, however, but C6 Bennett actually have a lot of its values, as you're constantly going to be applying Pyro, since our main character here is infused with Pyro 100% of the time, and then there's going to be Xingqiu who 100% have his Hydro application up, plus a constant Dendro field that is available from our Dendro main character. Xiangling here is going to be providing us Pyro Resonance, plus very good off-field support as well. But out of all the team I've tested on our Dendro main character right now, this is probably my favorite team because it feels like a national Dendro main character team. However, to run this team well, you want to keep in mind the rotation because you don't want to mess up our burst reaction from our Dendro character here, which is first you actually start with our main character EQ to Xingqiu's EQ so that her burst is infused with Hydro, and then you can set up Bennett's EQ to Xiangling's EQ. From then on, you won't have to worry about her burst being exploded, and then can annihilate everything on the field. Next, we have our main character Xingqiu, Mona, and then Sucrose. A very interesting team, right? This is going to be focusing on Bloom. Now you can have Kazuha here in this team, but I just prefer Sucrose over Kazuha because she's just insanely valuable, especially when it comes to Dendro. She's one of the characters in the game that gives you a ton of EM, while also helping Xingqiu and Mona here do pretty good off-field damage from the Hydro resistant decrease of her 4-piece Viridescent. We have Xingqiu and Dendro Lumine here in our current role, and then Mona here is to basically increase a lot of our main character's damage. I have Mona here in the free-to-play team because, you know, basically she is standard, so I believe that many of us already have her already. But if you haven't got Mona, I do wish you good luck having Mona because she is a very good character. And so you do want to keep in mind the rotation of this team as well to maximize its benefits, which is first you start off with Xingqiu's EQ, to Sucrose EQ, and then to Mona EQ, and then to our main character EQ. Mona here is going to be holding the Thrilling Tales of Dragons so that you can have an extra 50% attack increase on our main character. Sucrose, I would say, just use our Sack Fragment, as that is going to be always her best in slot weapon. And then next team we have our main character Collei, Cookie, and then Fischl. A Dendro Resonance with an Electro Resonance team is going to be fully focusing on Quicken, Aggravate, and Spread, which is also going to be a very good team and reaction to run. However, once again, you do want to invest quite a lot into all of your character on this team, especially Collei. Collei here is rather underrated, I would say, because the Dendro application for the team is very good, but she's just lacking a little bit in her damage, so you do want to like invest quite a little bit into her, otherwise you'll be missing out on quite a lot of off-field damage for the team. But either way, it's a very simple team to run, yet very effective, because once again, we already know that Aggravate and Spread is a very good reaction in Dendro reaction right now. For the rotation, it's very easy. You first start off with Cookie's E to Fischl's E to Collei's EQ, and then to our Dendro EQ setup. So after a long time, basically almost 2 years of having rather, I wouldn't say bad element on our main character, but Dendro Lumines here finally have what she's deserved to become a full-fledged 5-star character. I would just say she's just true 5-star character right now because she's very good and finds herself in basically all Dendro reaction teams. So I hope that this video have helped you have a better understanding of our main character, plus have a few very good free-to-play team that you can run with her as well. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and once again guys, if you haven't already joined our Discord server for the giveaway, be sure to do so that if you do win, you have a better chance of getting the character that you want. With that guys, I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and with that I wish you a super day, and I will catch you on the next video.